Okay, so we are here with another video. I had somebody that messaged me this morning, and basically she just messaged me to tell me thank you for the motivational videos. And whenever anybody tells me thank you for my videos, I always make sure to let them know that they have the opportunity to contribute to what it is that I do, because there are some things that I might not think of. There are some things that I probably went through, but that it just hasn't crossed my mind. And I want to be able to help people with their situation. So if you send me a suggestion on Facebook or even in my inbox on YouTube, I have no idea how to do it, so I can't even direct you. But you're welcome to give me ideas as to stuff that you're going through. And she happened to come up with a really great idea. I do want to just start this out by talking about the last 2 days have been extremely... I posted a picture about how I had a really good run the day before. A lot of things have been going on, stressful things, good things, business things, new location, all that other stuff. And it's just been a lot. And finally, I kind of got a little bit of relief, and I felt like a weight was lifted off of my shoulder, and I had a good run. Believe me, I know that physically, that mentally, things can feel heavy on you and make you feel like 1,000 pounds. And then when things start to all work out, in the back of my mind, I knew they would work out, and I tried to do the whole secret, for example, the example that I always give is in The Secret, they talk about if you're having money issues, you don't want to think, I got to get out of debt, I got to get out of debt, I got to get out of debt. You're thinking that, you're actually thinking that you're thinking good things, but using the word debt is negative. So you got to think, I got to make money, I got to make money, I got to make money. So it's the way that you think about things. So with me, that's what I had to do. I had to think about situations, and I had to think about how they were all going to work out instead of worrying about them, because worrying never works. Even when it comes to medical things, and this kind of just sparked something. For example, one of my clients a really long time ago, she went to the doctor because she was feeling symptoms of some kind, and the doctor's like, oh, it could be this, could be this, could be this. And what does she do? She goes home, she does research, and on the internet, Jesus Christ, you're going to be able to go on the internet one day and they're going to tell you that if you breathe a certain way, you're likely to die. And literally, that's how terrible the internet is sometimes when it comes to things like that. So that's why I always say don't worry about those things until it's a solid yes, and even until you get 2 opinions. So with me, it's I'm trying not to think about those things because there's no point in worrying about them. It will eventually work out, and that's to my post this morning. I posted on Facebook a picture, and it talks about how every time I have a bad day, I think about my track record to surviving bad days, and so far it's been 100%, and that's true, because you're here, right? It's literally the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you've had bad days before, and you're physically here to think about those bad days, then you made it through them. So that's that. Basically, yesterday, beyond crazy day, but as I tell everybody, I got my cardio done in the morning, I went to jiu-jitsu, I had to leave early because I had to come home. I think I mentioned in my last video, in one of my videos, that I haven't had PG&E, I haven't had heat for a month. My water went out a long time ago. I actually posted a picture of me trying to run the water. It went out for a half an hour in the morning, and ever since then, I've had hot water but no heat. Didn't make a big deal about it. Now it's starting to get cold. I have all wood floors, so my house is colder inside than it is outside. So I leave jiu-jitsu, come home, come to find out when they finally do get here that it's not something that's fixable. They can't just turn it on. I have to have a heating guy come in and look, and then I might have to either buy a new system, or I might have to buy a new blower, or I might have to buy something. But thank you to the PG&E guy for helping me not get played by heating people. He actually told me these are the ways that you're going to address if they say this and if they say this, because they're going to try to get you to get a new piece of equipment even though you might not need it. So thank you to him. Then, after that, my game plan was to pick up my son, do our homework. Then I wanted to take him to this bouncer place, this pumpkin patch bouncer place that's right around the block from the studio. Oh, God, what happens? We finished his homework. We're driving to the place. There's a terrible glare. Literally, I could not even see in front of me. I hit the curb as I'm, about to get ready to turn, but it was, dark, and I was in a shadow, and then all of a sudden I hit a glare, and I moved over a little bit, and busted tire. I'm going to post a picture of it, and you guys are not going to see it. but busted tire, and even like it looks like somebody took a bite out of my rim, like an alien or something, not a real person. And I literally had to sit for about 40 minutes. The AAA guy came, changed my tire. My son started crying, but because I picked him up early enough, even though we would have had an hour and something to go to the bouncer, but we made it, and we were only able to go for like 20 minutes, went back home, and boom. And now today, I'm crossing my fingers. After session on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have a little bit of a gap to usually run errands. This morning's errand is going to be to go to the tire store. If I get my tire quick enough done, I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu. If not, I'm just going to go around the block, 24-hour fitness, and train. But I really am crossing my fingers because I love my jits. So today's video, oh my God, it's already been 5 minutes, but I just wanted to show you that no matter what life throws at you, everything will eventually work out, because I'll get my tire changed, I'll still get a good workout. Yesterday I got to take my son, you know, it doesn't matter, we're going to get little portable heaters for the house. But now let me get to the point of the story. So I'm sorry to the girl that is asking for this, that had to wait 6 minutes for this. She basically said that she's having a little bit of struggle, just to kind of like paraphrase. She's having a little bit of struggle because she moved away alone. And it's really hard for her to, like, what'd she say? Finding comfort in yourself, like being by yourself, and feeling that detachment of feeling attached to others. And basically, I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about what I did. I moved across country to California. Literally, I think it was the best thing that I ever did. I love my family now. I always did love my family. There are certain people that I have issues with. But overall, like my mom, my sister, my cousin, my aunts, and all that other stuff, I love them. I love my life out here, and everything happens for a reason. I am truly, truly blessed to be out here. I'm so glad I met my husband. I have my son. I have an incredible, incredible life. Being able to touch people like this, and you know, this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for my husband. Being able to get me on YouTube and all that other stuff, and do what needs to be done so you guys can find me, all that other stuff, but whatever. So when I first moved out here, I had nobody. Like, I had my friend Myrna, which is part of the reason why I was able to move out here, because she was a trainer with me at New York Sports Club, and then her husband got transferred out here, came out here to visit her, and I fell in love with it. I came out here to visit her, and while I was out here visiting her, I was offered a position as a trainer by the fitness manager. He guaranteed me, he said, I know you have a full book of business over there. I was even helping certified trainers at the company that certified me. I had like 3 different jobs, and that's going to get to my point. And while I was out here, I came out here for 3 days to visit her, and while I was out here, I booked my one-way ticket to move out here 45 days later, or a little bit more. I think I came out here April 23rd, and I bought my ticket on that Saturday to move out here June 15th, because the fitness manager told me that there were trainers that were going away to college, and he would guarantee me to walk in the door so I can physically be making some money, because I couldn't go from what I was doing, training back to back from 5 until 12, then going in the middle of the day and doing another job, then going back and training clients at night, to not having anything, especially picking up and moving. And I had no financial support from anybody but myself. I've always worked from when I was 16 years old, and it's always been anywhere from 1 to 4 jobs at one time. So this goes to my 2 things. Number 1, when I first got out of the hospital, if you haven't read my story, www.jenn.m.aguirre.com, JENNAGUIRRE.com, who's Jen? When I first got out of the hospital having my nervous breakdown, I made it a point to make sure that I followed what I learned when I was in there, and it's all about coping skills. It really is. It's all about keeping yourself busy, being selfish. Part of the reason why I feel like I had my nervous breakdown is because my entire life I was trying to please everybody. And there are all those millions of quotes out there that you can never please everybody. There are a lot of people right now that might say, you have a nice body and I like it. And then there are really a lot of people, like that picture of me and my son. I think I told you guys once, there was somebody that posted it on their page and it had 15,000 likes, 600 comments, and 500 of them were negative. So if I went by what everybody said, I'd be confused as hell. Should I work out hard? Should I not work out? Should I, have a six-pack? Or are people going to say that I look like a dude? I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I control my life. I'm the one that lays down on my pillow at night. I'm the one that pays my bills. And that's what you have to do. You have to take care of you, but you have got to stay busy. So me being alone pretty much. So for a little, I was living with my mom when I got out of the hospital, and I was living there for a while until I financially was able to move into an apartment, which I needed to do. I needed my independence. So as soon as, of course, I love my mom, but I needed my independence. I needed my coping skills. I needed to be in my own environment. I needed to control my life. So when I got out of the hospital, I made it a point. I was working at New York Sports Club at the front desk while I was getting certified, and then I got certified and I started training within, oh God, how many months was it? I think within 3 months. Well, I was starting to get my certification, then I got it, and then within 3 months I went from the front desk to on the floor. And then I got jobs, like more jobs. Then I started working. I applied to work for the certification that certified me, and I started working there. And when I wasn't there, I was in the bookstore. Literally, I was in the bookstore every single day. I made it a point. One of my coping skills was to stay busy. So 7 days a week I worked. It's what I needed. Some people would say, oh, that's too much. But I needed it. It was what helped me up here. So I worked 7 days a week as a trainer, Monday through Friday in the morning, at night, and then I worked in the middle of the day at the other place. I always gave myself breaks to get in my workouts. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I trained clients from 7 until 2 o'clock in the morning, or 7 until 12. And then I went either to the gym to work out, then showered there, because I couldn't even shower at home. I didn't want to be home. It's too much of a comfortable and toxic environment for me being in a home, whether it was my apartment or not. And then I was at the bookstore, and I literally had, I forgot what they were even called, but they were those little round, they weren't iPods, because I didn't have that back then. I forgot what they were called. And I would wear that, headphones, and sit in the bookstore. I read the Celestine Prophecy, Conversations with God, the Tao of Pooh, Awaken the Giant Within. No, I didn't read Awaken the Giant Within until I moved out here to California. The Four Agreements, and I kept reading it. I read Chicken Soup for the Soul for like everything. And that's what I did. And I read books over and over again, and I read personal training books, and I read up on my condition, my stomach condition, because I had that. I read up on that. I've had that since I was 19, but I didn't have it diagnosed until I was 21. I had my nervous breakdown when I was like 23. So I read up on that, and on nutrition, on metabolic dieting, and literally every minute of my day, I was taking care of me, my mental state of mind, my brain, everything. So yes, you are alone, but there are some really great things about being alone. You get to be selfish. You get to take care of yourself. You get to not be influenced by anybody else's life. Surround yourself with positive people. I've done a video on that. If you don't have a lot of people in your life, surround yourself with them. Social media, so Twitter and Facebook, and get rid of all the people that bring negativity into your life. If you want to make a fake profile on Facebook and lie to people and tell them you don't have it, so you don't have to be their friend, and you don't want to tell them, I don't want to be your friend because you're freaking negative, then don't do that. Make up a fake name. Be a celebrity, or, whatever. Just make up something and go on there and be friends with who you want to be friends with. And only have it be positive people. I was just talking to one of my clients, and I said, literally, I'm not really a big fan of Twitter, but I'm on it. I don't tweet as much as most people do, but there are a lot of people on Twitter.